I have published the third review of Part 1 of the Domestic Abuse and Civil Proceedings Act Northern Ireland 2021. This Act has been described as transformational for victims of domestic abuse and how the criminal justice system responds to it. But it can only be truly transformational if it is implemented effectively, and by year 3, that's what we hope to find. This year we returned to investigation and prosecution case file reviews. We also focused on how the Act was used to include the voice and experience of children and evidenced in police investigation and prosecution case files, as well as how the Act's aggravators were reflected in court convictions. Lead Inspector David McAnulty will share an overview of the review findings.
We found progress had been made in raising criminal justice system-wide awareness about domestic abuse as an offence, and strategic intent among organisations remained strong. The quality and consistency of training provided to police officers, prosecutors and court staff was a significant concern and had declined over time. This was despite the mandatory duty on each organisation to provide annual training for their staff to ensure they effectively carried out their responsibilities around domestic abuse cases. The lack of consistent, sustained quality assurance impacted on how domestic abuse cases were dealt with. The low use of child aggravators through to conviction remains a concern and was at odds with the high number of domestic abuse incidents police attended where children were present and the number of Operation Encompass referrals. Both the PSNI and the PPS need to better understand why this is happening and what needs to be done to address this fundamental weakness. It is imperative children's voices are heard and represented from the beginning of an investigation through to the prosecution of cases at court. We also found data collected by the PSNI and the Northern Ireland Courts and Tribunal Service was inconsistent and potentially misleading. Changes to Home Office counting rules and reliance on victim-based crime recording meant not all domestic abuse offences were captured in official statistics. This made it difficult to assess the true extent of domestic abuse offending and the effectiveness of criminal justice responses.
The 4 recommendations made in this third review report aim to improve consistent implementation of all relevant Act powers to protect victims, including children, from domestic abuse and bring abusers to justice. I'll finish where I started. While there's now much more community awareness of domestic abuse, to realise the transformational response to it that our community needs, this Act must be implemented more effectively. There's still much to be done with no time to waste. You can read the review on our website, follow us on social media to stay up to date with CJI's work, and listen to our podcast, Criminal Justice Inspection Unpacked, for more insights into this review.